My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Elden Ring. We have a lot more we are doing here in Mount Gelmir, but I also popped down another little bit of a tracker for myself over here as soon as I saw, hey, opposite the Perfumer's Grotto on the other side of the entrance to Lanedell appears to be a crater. And it seems like it might be worth exploring. Now, we are here in the Table of Grace, having teleported here directly from the last episode, Fringe. Where are we? Gelmir Hero's Grave. So let's return back up here. Came down to quickly check if something was sold. It is not. Okay. Pull this back down and then take our path up. We're looking to try and continue around if there is any more continuance of this path. Otherwise, we have other approaches. We got other methods of making you talk. I should also go back to Garrosh quite quickly here. Give over some of my death route. The reason that I haven't done that necessarily yet is because I'm assuming this is going to lead to a catacomb, which I'm assuming is going to have more death route. That's a lot of assumptions. I'm making an ass out of you and me and all of us in this instance, which doesn't spell well anything, but it's true. If I find this path terminates, maybe I just immediately I mean, I gotta thank the game for being very, very clear about that, yeah? The path terminates immediately. Oh no, actually it doesn't. I thought this was the other border, but no. The path begins here. Okay, that is down there to, yes, the Seawater Cave as well as the Minor Air Tree we've seen. Bunch of wolves drop from the sky. I mean, I guess they are defending an item here? Can't imagine why I would spend long enough to get ambushed. Sometimes it seems like some of the outside encounters are not necessarily designed around the fact that you might have torrent. Which, considering they give you torrent very early on, feels maybe misprioritized, possibly. This, yes. No, we've been up here. This is the Gelmir campsite, so that actually would have come around here to the Gelmir Hero's Grave. Interesting. Primeval Sorcerer Azur, that's back down in the Seawater River. So I want to try and find a way through this underpath. This very bottom path. And that's going to be taking the other direction out of Seawater Cave. No, in fact, we've already taken this, right? Yeah, we took the lower side out to the left entirely around, and then we abandoned it just before getting up to the other area because there was a battlefield in between us and it. Get a lantern on for the foggy weather. I'm not going to try and tempt fate too much by staying here past my welcome. Oh. I am enjoying kind of seeing a little bit of what the sorcerers in this area are trying to do, though. So I do want to make myself a way into that structure. Checking around the back for the easy way in. Take a couple sacramental buds. If nothing else, this avoids the fire giants immediately. See some mages over in that area. Don't think I really have to deal with them. Fort Lyde. Ooh. Hey, buddy. You wanna dance? You seem a spicy type. I'm gonna try and get some casts from afar at you. Cannon managed to do decent work. Chomp them apart to the point that we could get closer and find the Prelate's Inferno Crozier. Prelate's Inferno Crozier is a Colossal Hammer that we can wield. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just look and see. Just in case looking and seeing is good. What does it do as well? Colossal Hammer with the appearance of roiling flames. Weapons of the prelates who led the fire monks. Its heft represents the weight of their guardianship. The hammer's head is unusually substantial, and strong attacks will fling foes into the air. Skill, prelate's charge. Slam the armament into the ground to create a surge of flames, then charge in and hold to continue the charge. Let's try those. So that's the knock them into the air. Okay, the flame mower is kind of cool. I mean, it's another colossal weapon. I'm not going to change for it right yet, because obviously I can't. I'm not going to be able to wield it with any efficiency. But who knows what the future holds. It doesn't... I will say, the thing, or rather two of the things most against it at the moment, it does have a dexterity component to its scaling that's relatively negligible because it still is E, and its requirement isn't that high, so I can still do, you know, as low dex as I want. The largest problem with it really is that it doesn't fit Barbarian in a way that I can determine yet. Now, when I do get back to casting Barbarian spells, which could be extremely soon, I'll have a little bit more faith in my build. I might put some of the incantations that are more akin to pyromancies back in the build as well, and then suddenly fire's back in the build, and a fire and a colossal weapon is... It could happen. Eek the wretched fools. They'll never find me. Eek the wretched fools. They'll never find me. Oh. So they put that out there just to make sure that you find this? Appreciate it. The Fire Scorpion Charm. So when this was ransacked, Fort Lythe was ransacked, we know that the troops of the Air Tree, all of these scattered corpses up here, slew a part of the line of the Volcano Manor. Although, to be fair, that is also the story of a lot of the rest of this area as well, so... I feel like it's a particularly new punch. do think, however, that's all there is for us to attain. Can't think of anything else. It also does seem a relatively small area. Interesting. I guess maybe partly because I'd mentally built this area up a little in my mind as something that was very clear on the horizon, that we had as a goal towards, that I kept avoiding. But it seems like maybe there should be more here. So maybe... What did I get here? Does it tell us a bunch of stuff? Not particularly. A talisman carried by assassins who strike unseen. Patterned on the scorpion, fresh shed of its exoskeleton, its claws seizing a heart that burns with fire. Raises your fire attack power, but lowers your damage negation. I mean, an assassin who strikes unseen was holding that, saying they'll get back to the volcano matter? This might be wildly wrong. But does that implicate the volcano matter in the Night of the Black Knives? I've nothing else to say on it. It's just the question it seems to raise for me. Another graveyard out here. I wouldn't have been surprised to find a... Oh, stone sword key. Would not have been surprised at all to find a painter, but it's also possible I haven't even found the painting that the painter would have been painting here. I should have a look back at those reminiscences at some point. See if they spark anything anew with any of my new information. I think that might be pretty much all of Fort Lythe already. And then the rest of the path out this way had already been covered. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss anything before leaping into the lava to go see my main man. I suspect not. Alright then. That leads around now to the Hermit's Shack. I wonder if I do want to continue to that. Craftsman Shack's down there. There's the unsightly catacombs. Not in particular. I do just want to get up to this structure out here. So, teleport to the Craftsman Shack, make it to the Hermit Village, and then see if this is a path down, possibly, to this plateau. Because that's where I assume the catacomb is going to be. That's the direction we seem to be pointed. Just making sure I got my direction right. None of all that needed. Keep on keeping on. Hermit Village, we're looking out this way. There's a glintstone sorcerer teaching the demi-humans in this area as well. Even more evidence of the cooperation between them. Ah, okay. So the thing that I had hoped would be a bridging element down to that area almost certainly is not. Yeah, these are giant structures. Is this one? Maybe I just rode past what I need. It's like, oh, damn it. Lost my beat on it, unfortunately. Even further up this? No, because this one directly ahead of me, that one's too big to actually be the one that I'm talking about on the map. Right? Sorry about this confusion. If this ends up being the way to... Yeah, so this is the really, really big one. So I'm looking for this. Looking for where that one is. It's actually way sooner. Okay, on a way lower level, yes, that would allow us to continue out. But we'd have to start from way lower. God. Okay, good. I have the ability to teleport back. We go back down to see the water. I don't think it's just going up through Wyndham. I think I would have done that at the time. Oh, but this is where the Tibia Marina was, so it's possible that I just got sidetracked. As in, found another path out of there and then took that one first. Human bone shards. Still don't think I'm going to find anything particularly valuable here. That was pretty thorough before. Sure, I miss the human bone shards, but who doesn't from time to time? They're lovable, and when they're out of your life, you just want them back. Just miss them. Alright, feel pretty comfortable there's none there now. So let's try and see if there's a way to continue up through these, and there totally is. Never mind. Well, oops. Wait, didn't I even come down here? Yeah, I absolutely did. This can't be where the catacomb is, so... Still have 4 marked on my map further up. Hearing a little bit of a munching and crunching sound from the area. Ah, of course. Be the resurrection of someone? None of the ground looks particularly destructible, though. Dappled white cured meat, we find. Catacomb entrance back up here somewhere, maybe? Yes! Oh, thank you. I figured you might have had to enter it through the bottom of one of those ruins, but... Should have just looked. Should have just checked. Alright, Catacomb, what do you got for me? The B-side did not quiver. I wonder if I should just go back to Garrosh immediately because of that. Yeah, I'll give it just a moment. Heavy door locked by some contraption. That would have been a trap. This goes pretty far down. Let's roll against this wall while we do it. Let's get some light and two-hand the appropriate. Also check the underside of this very quickly. Nope, that's not survivable. I would like to bring it back down as well, because there's clearly just, you know, one tier directly above this, which could easily just be an item, and then we move on. That's more chopping going on down there. Now, last time we saw the guillotine blades in a catacomb, we had the option ourselves of riding them up to a different location, so we should keep an eye out for that as well. Some grave glovewood as well. One of these days, one of these is going to be a statue that will demand stone sword keys, and I just won't assume that it would be, and it will be, and that'll be the secret. Uh-oh. They're throwing lightning pots, which are doing a lot of damage, because I'm in water. But unfortunately, pot's on the other head now. Interesting. This last one doesn't even appear to function. Checked the wrong corner first, but there was one somewhere. More grave glovewood that, let's be honest, at this point I will never use. Golden Land might be better here. It's probably better if I find a pot that they don't like, or use magic grease. Actually, let's just default to that. Okay, 3-2, and charge bump, only 202. What I really need. Oh, there's another one there as well. Ah, tricky. Well, must have been hiding in the shadows. I was pretty sure I was fighting the final one. I think I need a bladed weapon for this, really, if I wanted to get the best effect. I'm fine just being a bit slow about it. I'm not in a rush. Not going to trigger the obvious trap immediately directly in front of me. Squad with number 6. So it's a room in which there are apparently many rare items. Highly doubt it. They're just going to be like a Trina's Lily. 10 arrows and a stone sword key. Oh boy. Okay, they're using lightning. It's not time to mess around. Myself some non-sodden land here. Perfect. A golden great shield. Gonna give us a little bit more information, I imagine, about the folks what take after the tree sentinels. I mean, things have dropped on our head earlier in this dungeon. I wouldn't have been surprised at all if we started to climb up here and then something dropped on our head. In fact, I actually could have been a little bit delighted by it, maybe. Cool. I do really like getting back to one-shotting things, though. Speaking of, I actually have a couple upgrades I can put out to this weapon. For even more. The Lightning Scorpion Charm. So, again, another Scorpion Charm in this area for a different type of damage. But still unseen assassins. Back to some creepy folk here with the human faces. Ah, I see. This is going to be one of those. It doesn't look like there's safe haven over in any other location. Let's jump down. This is the... yeah, this should be the other side of the underpit. Almost stood on the obvious trap again. Magic Grease, Golden Rune, and Ancient Dragon Apostle's Cook. Well, now that one actually is quite exciting. Now, if you two just want to take each other out, without my involvement, we will pay for it. Okay, cool. Take some crab eggs and a strip of white flesh. You can go immediately line back up for the same ride as well. Pretty sure there's a different path available for us. That'll be across the main fields. Let's take it. Whoa! It doesn't go to the very top. Oh, maybe it only goes to the very top if you're still on it at that time. Yep. That looks exactly like what happened. We were on it for just a moment too long and it tried to buck us off into the roof. There. Better luck next time. Why initiate a fight if I can just end one instead? A Knight's Greatsword. Let's have a look at that. Greatsword bestowed upon skilled swordsmen in the demigod service, and yet had no rank or title. Featuring a long grip enabling dual-handed use, this weapon was designed to dispatch larger foes. Being charged with such a duty was undoubtedly a great honor. We also have one other thing we picked up in that same time, the Golden Great Shield. Oval great shields made of gold carried by knights who protect the royal capital of Langdell. Knights of Langdell are reputed for their sturdiness, exemplified by the shield's exceptional guard capacity. Guard boost of 70 as well as physical, that is pretty good. I mean, I'm comparing it against something that weighs 7 more kilos in the Bizarre Shield. It also has no skill, so it will allow you to inherit the skill of your other hand weapon. Pretty useful thing to have the ability to do. Alright, boss. It's you and me, and then we go for Garrosh. Durunk. I do kind of want to see what the trap does, though. Yep. Lightning in the nearby area makes a bunch of sense. That's why I immediately stood on the dirt as soon as I tried to activate it. Could have sworn there were 2 blades in this room before. Was there only ever one? Time for up. I will early drink from the FP flask as well, just in case when we go into this fight, we determine that it's worth summoning Jar right immediately. We have a little bit of a theme of a jar going on as well, because this cannon does look quite jolly. It's jar-adjacent to something more masonry based. Ah, they're going to be doing lightning in the air. I see. I could be one-shotted by a particularly good lightning-infused attack here, so should be quite wary. Okay, maybe a physical attack and a lightning at the same time? I'm not going to give them the opportunity to give me the opportunity to find out. Glovewit Picker's Bell Bearing. So what? Return to the entrance and... Oh, Gronk? Are you hungry? I haven't fed you in a while. You must be starving. Last time you were so hungry, you tried to eat me about it, so... I hope you're hungry. If I go there and I offer you this and you're like, actually, I'm kind of full. It turns out you totally could have stopped yourself from eating me. Hey, Gronk.
My thanks. Tarnished. Death. My sin should not be touched by the hand of man. I shall grant thee my claws. Feed me more.
Stone of Gronk and the Beast Claw. Death should not be touched by human hands. You? Death, ancient hexes, necromancer Garrus, demi-humans, Mount Gelmir. Was there a split in the beast? In the beast clergy? And some part of their lineage became the demi-humans, maybe? I shall grant thee my claws, feed me mores. Okay, I cannot currently equip the Clawmark seal. How the ever? It might be time to get a little bit more respec back into the build. Only 8 faith for the Beast Claw! Creates Beast Claws that tear through the land. Incantation taught by Garank, Beast Clergyman, creates beast claws which rend the land with shockwaves, charging enhances potency. This incantation represents the fury of Garank, his bestial nature returned as much as it does his restless agitation. Superior incantation taught by Garank hurls a bolter towards the caster. It can be cast repeatedly. Long ago, Garank was a beast of such terrifying ferocity that his former name meant death of the demigods. 13 faith! That's all we need is 13 faith. Actually, okay, that puts me 5 faith away from being able to use them right now. Let's give them a go then. I will equip the Two Fingers Heirloom. We have now 13 faith. In the other hand here, I will get my Clawmark Seal, boosting bestial incantations. It's worth noting as well, this boosts bestial incantations and also scales at a C with strength. It's important that it scales at a C with strength because it means that despite the fact I have 13 faith, I am still getting a lot of scaling out of the Clawmark Seal. Let's sit down and memorize some spells. Oh, I don't even have them all drawn out. Go to sort chests. And there's a lot of these that I would have the ability to just take. Like Cure Poison, Magic Fortification, Heal. Wouldn't be able to use Great Heal, but Heal. Flame Cleanse Me. I mean, having Flame Cleanse Me available at all times is pretty good. Bestial Sling, Beastly Vitality. Enchanting our weapon is also pretty good as well. I'll take both of the flames that I have access to at the moment too. Okay, let's have a look at the spells we can memorize. We'll take Bestial Sling is the most basic. We'll take Vitality next. Then the Claw, then Gronks. Then I'll take a utility in Flame Cleanse Me. I shouldn't put too many spells up here, like a bunch of things that I just don't need. Like, do I need the ability to throw fire? Yes. Do I need another source of fire? Probably not. Bestial Sling is basically going to be in the same realm, and if I need fire specifically, Flame Sling's there. Although these last ones are hard to find an alternative for, because they are just armament buffs. All right. Okay. I want someone to test this against, but I do not want to fight the Black Blade again. Where can I show off some claws? Honestly, I do think one of the best ways for us to actually do it, show some damage, but already not take many risks, is going to be out here against some giants. We may even not need to respec. Like, we could just put our next 5 levels into Faith before taking the talisman off. Okay, that guy's still not there. I figured you would be back. Alas. Let's see what this thing can do. Okay, that was from pretty far away with like only one branch hitting, I think. Yeah, from up close it wasn't much better. Let's try and Stone of Garant. Okay, this is pretty FP hungry, but it's nice. Yeah, that's pretty nice as a ranged attack for this build. Much better than the alternative of the of the flame sling a lot of the time. Okay, let's blood flame bluff this blade. I mean, you know, that's just killing a dragon. Basically the same technique. Yeah, Bestial Sling's still doing pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna find the ability to work these flawlessly really into the build, but I do want to give them the chance to. I think this could be our loadout for a while. I just don't want to have to increase my faith much more, and I fear that might be the best way to make this a bit more on the level again with damage. I guess I could also try and go equip talismans that boost specifically incantations, but that also just feels kind of counter to what I'm trying to do. Trying to make it a low-cost reincorporation into the build rather than refiguring everything around them. I do wonder how throwing rocks would do against the golem in the other area as well, though. Let's check out the right side. And Bok, if you're still here. What? Hey! Hey, buddy.
Bok, ready to make a...
I'm gonna give Blind's armor its coat back, even if I'm not using it at the moment. Because it does look just a touch silly without it. It might only look silly just because I'm used to it having the coat on. And I kind of feel bad disrespecting Blythe's memory, taking the coat off. Blythe made very clear the coat was very important for keeping them warm. Oh, no, it's one of those. One of those FP twinklers up in the top left. Oh yeah, these are definitely craters. Gravity Stone fan in one of them. They look to be throwing them at me. You're making a loss right now. I took one Gravity Stone fan, y'all have thrown 3 at me so far. Looks like they've decided better to just leave it alone. Ooh. I've seen someone like you before. Underground. Oh, Falling Star Beast. Hello. It's good to see you here, bud. Give me just a second, if you will. I'm gonna try and see if I can give you a bit of a beastly lesson. Okay. I might just not have enough FP to do this at all. Nah, I should have just trusted that and stuck to the club. I'm just gonna run back up. Oh, Steak America. Not even gonna bother running back up, I'll walk. So is this character preventing the fall or emergence of the falling star beast? Nope. Even before they died, the falling star beast was here. Hey, give me a second to actually get up. Good gosh. All right. You and I, buddy. You just need blunt type damage. I don't know what else I could even be considered to try and do with this weapon. A little bit closer than I might have wanted to be. And again. Okay, they're kind of dominating the battlefield with their AoE effect there. Okay, that... I keep mistaking for being a little bit more anti-gravitational than it is. Not sure where they want me to roll to get out of that one. Falling star. Oh. Seems like a reasonable amount of time. Basically, except for when they're charging, backing off is good response to this enemy. I'm assuming being in the air for that attack won't help me. So I'm not going to really bother trying. This is a gravitational magic, right? Surely it would be able to get me with the stones it's erupting from the earth, even if I don't intend to participate. I just wanted to give it one last go and see if I was going to be able to push the damage out of it. I'll give it one more go before the end of the episode. I think I can get it. Even without consulting the Man of Jars. Just run and try and leave yourself close to the falling star beast. A late roll on that will actually work. The best roll time is after the magic is already manifest on the earth. I mean, okay, yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure how that hit me, but actually them traveling with an arc and trajectory makes sense. This has to be basically completely perpendicular to the attack, otherwise you won't get out. That could easily be a jump. A bit too early on the roll. Up for a second here. Take a little bit of healing on board. I'll even get the shield and a temporary shield. Damn it. Sorry, temporary healing. Cross. One more. Please. I need you to actually stand there, otherwise I will have no poise damage. I have no poise damage on them. Oh boy. I think I've seen that attack before. So the pincers into the ground, followed up by a ridiculous stab up, and then do that. I go in and get some thumps while it all happens. One more. One more. Ah. Didn't know they could just decide to hit you and follow you with the tracking the entire way around. Let me get a mind of this endurance. Hey! The very beginning of the grab. A little bit of this endurance back. Sadly, running that time wasn't good enough. I guess the area is still defined. Yeah, I think. Yeah, just going down there, jumping atop the enemy, just immediately push them in front of, or me rather, in front of their claws. I'll catch up with you next time round. But until then, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Elden Ring. Series playlist up in the top left. YouTube recommendation down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/Rhapsody plays. Rhapsody plays, rather. At or above the thank tier. And a special thanks to this episode to Silly. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully see you all next time.